Rain.
Rain.
Bye.
Rain.
Do like the sound bit though, real quick. Just
The rain.
that's not how you do it. So there's pressure.
Rain.
And all right, now the beat that was just played is by Malik Morrison. That is on Instagram. Sorry, I'm not prepared at all. The Malik Morrison Show. You can follow him right there. Does a lot of shit. Has some cool shit out, and he has a project coming out September 13th. Give me 1 second.
Dope ass beat.
Yeah.
Very dope.
Go ahead,
Love
Malik. Do your thing.
Yeah,
It. Shouts to you, brother.
I want to do so much more with him. Oh, man. He can't wait to come on this one. Foliage, that's the name of the project that drops September 13th. So stay plugged with us for that. And then we'll eventually have him on the pod.
Word. All right.
All right. Now,
Totally.
this is episode 2 of the Lyrical Fix Podcast. Oh, sorry. Podcast. Go ahead.
Val here.
Kid Pro.
And Sade.
What's
All right.
up?
What's
What's going on?
Guys, let's start this off by talking about the crazy ass day that we've had today.
Just trying to get y'all motherfuckers episode 2.
What
Right.
time is it now?
It is 7:05.
It's 7:05. So, yeah, originally we scheduled to start recording this episode at 10 a.m. the same day.
In the morning.
In the morning, yeah. So we get to the location, and we're told we gotta go film upstairs. So we're doing it by the bar area. It looks nice. We got a nice little background and everything. The mics are set up very beautifully. And then all of a sudden,
anymore?
we thought it was a bridal party at first. Then we thought it was a wedding. Then it turned out to be
Baby shower.
a baby shower, a Mexican baby shower. And so there's noise being made. There's people coming off in the background in our shot. And we're just like, we got to stop this. So we were 15 minutes in. We had a great episode going, and we had to cut it short. To which then Val was like, she found us another spot.
All right, go ahead.
So we
Val.
thought.
Yeah, so we thought. So, yeah, you go ahead.
So, yeah, the other spot was going to be held in the spot where I congregate every Saturday. So we were going to go there, and then there was an unexpected block party that blocked our entrance to get into that location. So, I mean, yes, it was great. Yes, we were going to do it. And then once we got everything set up in that location, and once we were going to go, boom, they said, oh, there's the block party going on. We don't feel safe. And so we had everything set up to then unset it up and then come back to the original spot that we recorded at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Some of us are running on no sleep, by the way.
right.
No sleep at all.
Yeah.
2 hours over here, Sade, trooper.
Yeah.
True warrior.
Oh, my God, I want to
we
die.
need to get it
I
done,
want to
right?
go to
Like,
sleep so bad.
But this should show you our dedication to make sure that we make this one of the dopest podcasts that you're going to hear.
100%.
Again, this is the Lyrical Fix Podcast. Please check us out on Audio Mac, on Anchor, on Spotify, on Apple. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, also on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. You know, give us a 5-star rating. Throw us a little comment in there because that helps us, you know, get up there in these what do you call it? The charts. The
Yeah,
podcasting
the ratings,
charts.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So any rating you can throw us, please make it a good one. 5-star review. Write your comments. Let us know how you feel. Give us feedback on YouTube. Make sure you like the videos, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. We're going to keep bringing you more content. Keep bringing you guests. Keep hitting you with that content you need to hear in your life. With the topics that need to be discussed in this day and age.
Right.
Everything from millennial dating, which we have the specialist for over here, to
Anything
that
on millennials,
to
right?
that good old music talk, to everything in between, man. That's what we do.
Yeah,
So,
and if you guys have any, people or anything that you guys wanted to throw out there, any questions, like that's also an open format or platform for you guys to ask us anything so we can include it in our podcast. That's
Absolutely,
what it's for.
man.
So I want you guys to feel open and included, and if you guys can give us more feedback, that would be great.
we
Yeah.
are of the people.
Thankful for all the feedback that we've gotten.
Yes, thank you
It's
to
been
everybody.
amazing. Just the support from, almost 2 episodes, damn near. About 3 hours. The episode 1 and 1.5. Thank you guys so much. The love and support is it's amazing.
Fireworks and the wardrobe change.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Already.
Catch
under
that
the
on
belt.
all platforms.
So now, we've already discussed that about how crazy this day was. How was everybody's week?
Good.
Good.
You
Nothing
guys
crazy?
had more eventful than me.
Yeah, that's true. My week was great, actually. I've been in a journey or in an area where I've been trying to grow and self-improve, and I'm not afraid to at this point because I'm single and I can do that. And a lot of people who are single don't do that. They like to put everywhere else or all their focus on everything. But I would like to say that this week was great. I got to do things that I held back a lot. I got to go to the Voice Box intensive. If you guys don't know about the Voice Box and you guys are singers or, aspiring singers, this is a spot where you can come in, you can practice, you can meet other people, connect, and grow in your gift or whatever that may be. So I did that, and it was great. I met a lot of other artists, and I think I needed to be there and hear their experiences in this journey because, like I said, it's hard to be an artist and to try to put a stamp out there in the music industry. So yeah, I was all in all grateful. And then I had my Sabbath, today. Unfortunately, they couldn't, supply us with the space, but all in all, everything's good.
Yeah, who would have thought a block party would have just stopped shit
Yeah.
like that? I was coming off the exit and you guys like change of plans. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it happened
was
so
just
quick, and I was just
crazy.
like, "Where's my phone? Oh shit, Pro, he's on the way." I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, today was like
It was
pulling
rough.
teeth just to get anything going. But go ahead. Bro.
Yeah.
Tell us about
my
your
week.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a conversation off recording last week about how I can come off as quote unquote intimidating at times. I have what the people are now calling, as the internet has referred to, a resting dick face, which
Equivalent
seems
to
weird,
resting
or
bitch
resting
face.
serial killer murderer face. Basically, I'm not
Grimace.
that big of a smiler.
I like Grimace.
I can go with Grimace.
All right.
Yeah, Grimace is that purple nigga from McDonald's.
Yeah, I like Grimace.
The big fat purple bald nigga.
It's child friendly too.
It is child friendly. Yeah.
All right,
yeah, you're
Grimace, go ahead.
All right, Grimace it is, yeah. So I have a slight grimace. I was told that when I first met Sade, I seemed a little bit intimidating.
Yes.
From what Val tells me, the way she broke it down, which I like her way that she broke it down, that
Thank you.
I have I'm very self-aware. Like I know who I am, I'm comfortable in my space, and that's why I may come off that way. But to me, it was bugging me the whole week because I'm like, man, do I not smile when I'm just, in a regular spot, when I'm in a social situation? Do I just look angry all the time? So I asked, the female coworkers at my job, and I got 9 yeses that, yeah, I look intimidating and unapproachable, and I got 1 no, and that 1 no was just someone that I've known for a minute. She's like, well, I know you, so it's no big deal. So I didn't really count her. But the other women in there, they all said, yes, you look unapproachable when you walk around here. You don't really smile. You look very angry. You look like you don't want to
Right,
be
you look
here.
like you don't need us.
Right. I think, and you mentioned that before. I think you made a good point before about
Yeah.
that when you're that type of guy in a social situation at a club or something and you look like you don't care, that usually gets more attention from the women.
Yeah, it definitely does because, some women go out and they try to fit the part, look good for themselves, but also to get that attention that they
Right.
want from that person that they're attracted to. But what happens if that person they're attracted to doesn't pay any mind to them, doesn't look their way, but all their homies are? So now I'm questioning. Now I'm like, why does this guy not talk to me, but all his friends are? Now I want to talk to him,
See,
but
boom,
I can approach him. Yeah.
boom, fellas, boom.
I
I
mean,
said,
my situation was different.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't meet you at work or off the street.
Word.
It was shout out to True and Living Beats meets Bars.
Yep.
So I was
Peace.
judging. Yeah.
Andy, what up?
And P Dot, and fucking I'm judging, and this guy walks up. I mean, goes up, and the whole time I'm like, this motherfucker looks so familiar. Then he starts spitting. I was like, I know them bars. I know those bars.
I know
from
them bars.
Anywhere. I go to my sister Velvet next to me, and I'm like, this is after the show, and I'm like, I know him, blah blah blah. I've been trying to get the courage to. This is in the beginning of Check It open mic show, September 12th. It was the beginning of the show, a good couple months in. So I'm still trying to get reach out to people and be like, okay, here artists, I have a platform, and fucking and I'm like, damn. So I had talked to every artist but you, and my sister's like, just do it. So she pushes me, I do it, and I'm like, oh, hi, my name's Sade. Hi. And off the bat, all of a sudden I get a smile, and you knew me, so I was like, oh, okay, never mind. We good. We good.
Yeah, see, like I'm very approachable. I guess I come off that way, but once you talk to me, like I'm very friendly.
But it's
like,
also when you perform. That's why I was saying it's different because you go
Yeah.
full beast mode. Like when
Yeah.
you're performing, it's like alter ego type shit. So
yeah, like
Yeah,
I get into
also had a
that.
conversation on that. Like people's perception, always you never want to go by that. You never want to make that your assumption on how they are as a person.
Right,
Because that's just how they carry themselves, but that's not who they are as a person.
right.
Until we get to know you, we're like, oh, you're not that bad. You're not as intimidating as
Yeah.
I thought, but you looked like you are.
I guess yeah. I mean, when I go into a show, like I'm all business, you know, like
And people see that.
yeah. Not to
Yeah.
say that I'm not. Like, I'm on some like I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to rap type shit. Like no, I'm there to support. I'm there to network. I'm there to meet people, be friendly. But yeah, when I go in there, I'm really just observing the stage. I'm observing the crowd. I'm observing like which mic sounds better. You know, who can spit. You know, who I might want to collab with in the future, network with, you know, or just say, hey, great job.
Right.
So my mind is focused on the show, and I'm looking at everything. I'm, you know,
So
checking
you're
what the
already
DJ's
on
doing.
Focus mode.
Yeah, like I got like tunnel vision. Like I'm focused on that. My blinders are on. I'm not really focusing on anybody. I'm not really checking out any women or, you know, looking to talk to people or even getting a drink. Like I'm just focused on the show. Once my part in the show, whatever, if I go up and do some stuff or do a set or just freestyle, whatever, once that goes, I'm like relaxed, and then I want to chill, and then I want to go and meet people. So maybe that's what happens. At work, I'm just there to do my job.
Do you feel like intimidation, it can be somewhat of like a turnoff of down the road of dating? Like not towards you, but towards the female. Because
Well-
she may feel like not as confident around you.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like if I was single and I came in with that attitude all the time, I probably wouldn't ever get a date just based off that. The way you guys broke it down, like majority of the girls.
I think you would have.
Well, I might get it. There might be a girl who would
You'll
see
get
through
looks.
that.
You'll get
Yeah,
some
I might
looks.
get some looks.
Yeah.
I personally don't see it. I don't. I'm all right, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I don't really think that I'm that attractive of a guy. I'm not here to argue that with anybody, anything like that. That's just how I always
Right.
felt. I never really felt that I was like quote unquote cute or hot or whatever. So whenever I hear that from people, like, oh, my friend thinks you're cute, I don't believe it. Like I just don't see it. Plus, on top of the fact that I don't fucking smile to begin with already, what the hell could you possibly see in me? So that's how I feel about it. So yeah, if you really went into that situation, or if I went into a situation not smiling whenever I went to like a bar or like a club or something, I'd probably never get a date. Like that's just
Right.
the way I operate,
Right.
I guess.
But I'm talking more of a standpoint of where like you're open, but that person isn't open because she's intimidated by you. So does that, in the sense, is that a turnoff, or are you gonna still give it that opportunity even though she's not where you're at, or at your level, or at your level of confidence?
I mean, I would try. I mean, in my 20s, I'd probably give it more attention. Now, if I being 32, like the dating, I don't want to date. Like the way the dating scene is now, like we talked about last week.
Oh my God, it's
I don't want to
fucking
go through that
horrible.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if I were to be single today, like I would hate going on a motherfucking date. Just the whole rigmarole, the whole fucking thing about, you know, I got to pick a spot. I'm definitely dropping at least 200, you know, just
Right.
on what we're doing. Because obviously if I'm asking you out, I'm going to pay for everything. You know what I mean? Unless you really feel like you're independent, you want to work that out, that's a whole different situation. But yeah, it's a whole big thing nowadays, and going somewhere, picking you up, getting dressed, you know, and just putting on, not that whole facade, but that whole like, you know, let me be on my best.
Yeah, let me be my top notch.
Let me be my top-notch self. You know what I mean?
Let me
once
sell
you,
him this.
Yeah, once you start dating 5-6 months down the road, you really getting to see that motherfucker when he wakes up or when he's in a bad mood. Like, that's when you really get to
Yeah.
meet people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Same thing
like-
goes with, like,
it
any
gets a little
relationship, like
different.
roommates or shit like that. Like, you really
Yeah.
get to know a person down the line.
When you live with them, it's a whole
Yeah,
other.
when you live with them, absolutely. You get to see their habits and all that shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, it gets
Most
old.
definitely.
I'll tell you guys right now, it gets old.
It gets old, yeah, real quick. So, yeah,
Love you, babe. Love you.
I mean, but in a sense, we all three have kind of like an intimidation factor, because me and Sade have a natural resting bitch face, and like I said, it's that perception.
Just shut up.
And
Shut up,
I myself
Grimace.
have experienced that for us being self-aware and knowing
Yeah.
what we can hold or what we have. People can be like, "Ooh, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm ready for that."
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was actually here. It was a day before a show, and we were setting up. Do you remember that shit? And we're outside, and we're talking about some shit that happened, I think, like the weekend before or the night before at the bar after work.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I'm like, all right, babe, this is what it is.
True.
And I was like, I understand, but no, it's okay, calm down. But no, this is what it is. Because, I mean, there's resting bitch face, Grimace.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are complete opposite, where it's like they're cheery all the time. Or it could just be a facade, but we don't know their lives.
That is
because
the
that's
worst.
Yeah, we're not them. Like, we literally put our emotions on our face. We are who we are. That's it. Take it or leave it. But them, it's you don't, especially the people that we know. Like, we don't, like, we get to know them at work, and it's like they tell us what's really going on, but they walk around fucking cheery as hell with little birdies around them. I'm like, what? If you don't get the fuck away from me. Yeah, and then you get to know them, and like, oh, you're actually pretty cool. Okay, all right.
I don't know about y'all. I can't stand a motherfucker who's just always happy all the goddamn time.
She's like, what the fuck you happy
Like,
about?
what's wrong with you? I can't trust it, yo. If I can't see you angry or annoyed, I understand you want to be honest.
That makes sense.
I understand you want to be positive. I understand that, and I get it. But it's okay to still be positive when you've been annoyed or when you're angry and you want to see the bright side of things. But when you're constantly putting up that happy face, you know what I mean?
To be honest, I actually gone through that because I was always brought up in that positivity bubble, and I'm always happy and try to always be happy. And then somewhere along the road, I was just like, let me be real, I'm not happy right now.
Yeah,
and it's okay to say it.
It's
okay.
But
I feel like it's hard for all of us to say it.
Yeah, you're much more positive than I am. I'm just realistic, or I don't like setting myself up. So I'm like, no, it's not happening. Fucking Val over here be like, no, just positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
I'll be like, it's okay. Happening. It's going to happen.
It'd be fucking 9 o'clock in the show. It's fucking raining. I'm like, nobody's gonna come. Fuck this shit. I'm over here chain smoking. Ain't nobody. Oh. No, just be positive. People are coming.
Hip hop and the rain do not mix.
No. And then all of a sudden, it's a bunch of people. Yeah, a bunch of people came in. This bitch runs out. She's like, I told you so.
In your face.
Yeah, but guess how happy I was. Instead of being like, I don't know. It works. It doesn't work for everybody.
You know what it is? It's like the law of attraction comes to me whenever I say those things. When you speak it onto existence, it will happen. Mm-hmm. So anything you speak out, if it's negative or positive, it will happen. So that's why I was like, no, don't say that, because now it's gonna be in existence. No, we're gonna say that it's gonna happen. We're gonna have a show, and then boom, we did have a turnout. So it's like, not only are you just saying it, you're believing it. So it will happen. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
but like, even in singing too, they like, all of my vocal teachers have said, don't say you can't. Don't stop in the middle of a warm up and say you can't because you just hit that note an hour ago.
And it's funny, even when we're doing like your set, and I'm like, no, just keep doing it. No, just keep doing it. What was it? Guess. Shout out to Guess.
Yes.
Guest music. He came in mad early that one time. I think that was the rain. No, it was the last show where it kind of rained. It was like
Guest is a hip hop artist for those who don't know him.
Guest music, check him out.
Guest music, check him out. So yes, he's one of our regulars from the Check It.
Yeah, and he it was funny because he's just there in the corner. I see him laughing, and I'm like, I go, because I'm telling you, just do it. Oh shit, my bad. Sorry. I'm like, just do it, just do it, just do it. And you're like, no, there's people coming, and he's gonna get inside. I was like, fine, because she was like, no, we're just not gonna do this. I was like, bitch, if you don't fucking do it. And then I go to Guess. I was like, did you hear me say do it? He's like, yeah. It was goofy ass smile and shit.
Like, I think we are that to each other, because there's times where I'll stop myself and I'm like, nah, I shouldn't do that. I'm not gonna do this. And then you're like, no, you're gonna do what you were planning, and you're gonna kill it. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right.
Because you overthink, and then
and
then like that, we like the opposites thing. And then whenever, like, I'm like, fuck this shit. Think positive.
So, yeah, where I lack, she's there. And where she lacks, I'm there.
Again, nothing wrong with being positive. It's just when you fake motherfuckers always try to be happy. The overly happy
but
shit.
I think it's, like I was talking about before, the facade.
Yeah.
Like, to people like, bitch faces and grimaces of the world, to us, it comes across as, because, like I said before, like, we are who we are, take it or leave it. And it comes across as fake, because we're just like, the fuck you happy about all the time? Like, the world ain't perfect. Ain't butterflies and fucking rainbows. Yeah.
To be honest, it's those people that have the most hidden agendas. And I see why you could say that.
Like scars and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely could be your friends. But
to
then
me,
at the end of the day, want your position.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, want what you want. So you don't really know.
Exactly. But I guess whatever suits you, if that's how you heal, if that's your way of healing, if you're just burying it, like, As long as you're not a ticking time bomb, you know, we straight. We good.
Oh yeah, no, I had.
I'll let you live.
I worked a job with this guy. He was the trainer at this job I had, and right off the bat, first day, just happy as hell, just always smiling. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" He'd come to work in a fucking bow tie. Who the fuck does that? Whatever. So every time, just happy. Every time you see him, "Hey, what's up? Good morning." Yeah, all right. Ready to get this day started. It's Monday. You know, shit like that.
Trying to
And
sell
then
you that.
come to find out, the dude has 3 baby mamas. One of them's working at the fucking job. He's always arguing with her. Like, you'll see her at, you'll see him in a break room or something, and you'll see him, like, not happy, just angry, arguing with her, probably going through some shit. And then he'd come out the room, back to smiling, just hiding everything. And I'm like, bro, come on. Like, and I asked him one day, I'm like, you can't possibly be like this all the time. He's like, yeah, man, you just gotta, just here to work. Everything. And that just bothered me so much, because I'm like, you really got to show your real self out here
People
sometimes.
are like that when they're high off life, when they're in their passion or doing what they love, and there's nothing really tarnishing them. You know, they're breaking them down. I feel like that's when they do that.
I didn't feel he was high off life, because that is no place that anybody would be happy with. That's why I can't believe it. He's just putting on a front.
Ooh,
and I get it. That's what I thought.
You,
yeah, he's putting up a fucking front. Yeah, he's putting up a fucking front.
Also, like, actually, this is a question I should bring up. One of my tables brought this up to me, and, like, I just really wanted to know your input. He said, would you, if you had a personal trainer and you guys were just messing around and she or he is your personal trainer, would you expect free sessions because you're doing your other part? Or are you going to be like, nah, I'm going to pay this session every single month because you're still my trainer?
Are we just fucking?
No, like, yeah, we're just fucking.
Just fucking. We're not going out on dates. We're not.
But but if there's emotional connection there, even though you guys are just fucking, like, let's say we cuddle, let's say we kind of kiss.
All right, then that's more than just fucking.
Okay.
That's more.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's a little bit
just
more than
fucking.
just. Okay, so.
So wait, are we just talking about fucking?
Are we talking about
yeah,
just
we're
fucking?
just talking about fucking.
Okay.
If it's
so
just,
that's like in service. That's like, instead of giving you money, I'm gonna give you vagina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say that, or would you think that's okay, or would you say, nah, you shouldn't expect anything at all because we're just fucking?
That's a tough one, man, because I'm paying to get in shape and fuck. So that's
what I'm saying. That's what I told them.
Wild.
I said, damn.
Oh shit.
So I'm paying you to get in shape and fuck. Well, I mean, shit, just me getting a female personal trainer, that'd be crazy.
And if
Hell
there's
already.
money involved, if there's actual money, so it's not
That's
like
wild. That's
I'm gonna.
fucking
So
wild.
the personal trainer, say
He's
it's a
like,
guy.
"Baby, you
He's
can
like,
show
I'm
me
gonna throw.
anything."
Yeah. So if it's a guy
Show me a
and he's
squat
like,
one
I'm gonna
time.
throw you some dick, and I'll train you for free. Okay, cool. But if the girl pays, then it's like, all right, I'm throwing you some dick. You're gonna give me some money. I'm kind of a prostitute now.
Yeah, it feels kind of
isn't-
prostitutish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
a
right.
little bit.
You're right.
It does.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna bang you out. Where's my money for that session, by the way? Leg day tomorrow. I'll see you 6 o'clock in the
Right,
morning.
and then
Thank
God
you.
forbid you forget to pay, and she's like, "Well, no, I'm gonna go home. Oh, we're not fucking because I didn't pay you." Then it really feels weird. If I forgot to pay a session, I'd be like, "Oh, we just not gonna fuck today."
I can't. My answer to them was like, listen, I think it depends on the scenario. If it's just straight up fucking and I'm not expecting anything from you, then why would I expect free sessions? Now I'm missing.
Boom.
But
I like that answer.
if you and I are both like in this like wishy-washy, we're kind of feeling, but we don't know, then at that point I'm gonna be like, all right, can we work something out? Can I do something discounted or free sessions?
Yeah.
But
I just think that
think
if
it
it's
depends.
anything where there's like business or money involved, no sex.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need to hear.
'cause
I'm
then
going to
that
say
breaks
that
down
again.
pretty quick.
Where there is business or money involved, do not fuck.
Yeah.
That's a PSA from Sade. Okay, thank you, guy.
I
Continue.
like that. That shit, and it
I
rhymes
like
too.
that.
Yo.
Oh, it did. Ooh, look at it. Look at
That
it.
needs some like little background music behind it.
See, look, people asking for fucking 12 bars. There you go.
No.
I gave you
PSA
2.
from Sade.
another scenario that I spoke on you guys about before, which was, would you be mad if you caught your man or your girl cheating on you on a porn site?
Oh, like if I'm checking a porn site and all of a sudden I see her getting banged out.
Right. What would you do?
I'd flag the video. I'd write a ton of shitty comments. No, I'm joking. I'd be mad. I'd fucking bring it up to her.
But you wouldn't kill her.
Nah, I ain't gonna kill. I mean, Metaphorically, I'm a killer.
Are we fact checking that? Because did he really just
He
go
really
up?
did. I saw. Okay, so the
break it
reason why
down.
I'm bringing
tell
this
the
up,
story,
I'm gonna break it down. There's this man who basically had a long-term relationship, 3 years, with this rockin' body, like gorgeous Dominican woman. She had nice long black hair, and he found her cheating on
from
a porn
Dykeman?
site. Out of all places,
Which porn site?
Pornhub,
Ooh.
of course.
Shout out to Pornhub.
Right, shout out to Pornhub.
I'm an X-Videos man myself, actually.
He said, I'm sorry.
I just like their user interface. It's more user-friendly, I guess.
Can we stop
Exactly.
dropping names? They ain't throwing us
Sorry,
on.
you're
yeah,
right.
you're right, you're right.
X-Videos, you weren't throwing me money, but you got a
So
great site.
he saw it on a porn site, and
Pornhub, you're welcome to.
his instant reaction out of nowhere, they have it on tape on the salon that he went in, barged in. She was getting her hair done. She wasn't even expecting anything. She was on the chair getting her hair done. This guy barges in, storms in, opens the salon door, goes to right to the chair that she was at, pushes the girl that was doing her hair off the way, pushes another girl, and then stabs her to
Ugh.
death. You see the blood on the floor.
That's fucking wild.
So I thought that was crazy because I was
That's
like, yo, I
crazy.
wouldn't go as far as killing my partner. Like,
I mean,
don't know.
look, you never can tell how you're going to feel until you get in that moment. Because he was definitely in the heat of the moment. And I'm guessing that it wasn't just him that saw it. Like, maybe one of his friends would be like, yo, I think I just saw your girl on Pornhub.
And maybe everybody
And then
saw
everybody
his
sees
girl.
it. Because all it takes is one person to tell you, yo, I just saw your girl on a porn site. And then you know that that's getting shared.
Right.
You know it's out there. Now, it sucks that it happened to her. You know, that's...
It was
fucking
probably not
whack.
even on her authorization or anything. It was probably like the guy that fucked her that had the video and said, oh, I'm going to put it up.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably the worst part about it because she wasn't even able to explain herself. She just...
I wonder if she knew about
what,
it.
What can you explain at that point?
Because he didn't even ask her.
She can't deny it.
Unless there was a conversation had before, but I doubt they probably didn't even know. He probably came across the video, was like, I'm gonna kill this bitch, and literally killed the bitch.
And literally killed her. That takes guts, man. I mean,
This-
I couldn't see
yeah.
myself doing that.
That's what I'm saying. This world's getting crazier and crazier with all the shootings that are going on.
Oh, there's always crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
But shit, yeah, that I couldn't see myself wanting to kill somebody for cheating on me. That just means, all right, look, then it didn't work out for us. It
Right.
sucks, but I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna risk myself going to jail just because you cheated. Fuck out of here. There's plenty of other women that will probably treat me better than that.
Yeah, like what she was saying, like it's just too much shit going on in the world, and you're gonna fucking kill a bitch over
And you
that.
gonna kill a bitch over that?
Right.
Over that.
That's some wild shit. Yeah,
That's
I
what
couldn't
I'm
see myself
saying.
killing anybody over cheating.
I think as a man, I would have just lived it down. I think I would have just been like, all right, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it is what it is.
It's nothing bad on you. She decided to go and do that shit. She decided to go and mess with another dude. It's her fault that that she didn't check and it got videotaped or whatever. Get over it. You're mad now, but
it's your fault that you didn't see it, that you didn't see the flags, that you didn't pay attention on it.
Right.
You can fault yourself on that, but you can't take that fault on someone else.
true.
And
Very true.
I think we do that, and I think that's exactly what he did in that situation.
I mean, I'm sure we all would have reacted differently to it. I couldn't see myself going to the salon and stabbing her.
Right.
Yeah, that's some wild shit. The way you described it too, like he just stomped in there, pushed the girl out
I
the
saw
way.
the whole footage. I saw both of them because they showed it. They showed her in the porn site, and then
Yeah.
they said, "This is the man going into the salon."
That's some wild shit.
Yo, unbelievable. Holy. I don't even know where we go off of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
know.
That's
All
some
right,
wild shit. We were
so
just talking about
we're-
relationships and resting dick face and bitch face and all that shit.
All right, so
No,
we're not gonna have a smooth segue right
Yeah,
now.
let's just move on from that.
Yeah, for real.
Talking about death and shit. Where we at?
Let me see. Do you want to talk about the Instagram shit?
Yo, yes. Let's yes. Oh my God, we've been meaning to talk about that.
Yes.
Yo, everybody.
I couldn't wait.
So
Oh my
Instagram,
God.
as with everything, there's always a picture that floats around
Yeah.
that gets people by surprise and it makes them think that something's going on when it really isn't. There was a whole Instagram post that was talking about, listen, by this date, Instagram's going to be able to use your pictures for, like, they'll put it up or they'll use your personal information, which, newsflash, they've been fucking doing ever since you hit accept.
Yeah.
So people, like fucking sheep, would post that goddamn screenshot and they put it on their stories, they put it on their feed, thinking that, okay, well, if I post this, I'm not giving Instagram permission to take my photos and use them for whatever
Yeah. So
purpose
this
they
was
have.
like on
You
the
got
19th
it?
or the 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
You want to read it? I have to read it. It's
I
long as
don't.
fuck.
Yeah, I'll skim through
Read
it.
a couple bars.
Don't read it all.
Don't forget, tomorrow starts the new Instagram. Mind you, everywhere that Instagram is not a part of the actual post. You see, this shit's been white out and then typed in Instagram.
Oh, it's horribly written.
Yeah, like
it
the
looks
fuck
shitty.
is that? Instagram rule where they can use your photos. Guess what? Instagram has our photos. Because guess what? Where the fuck do you think you're posting all of your shit? On Instagram.
On Instagram.
As soon as you hit accept on that shit, done. Your rights.
It's over.
Your rights to life is over.
You gave your rights. The terms and conditions, that thing that you're supposed to read, that long ass passage, that's in there.
I want to meet somebody who actually reads
Who
that
actually
shit.
read it. Oh, man. There's articles
They're
about
most
that.
likely lawyers
Yeah.
or attorneys. Shout out
Bro,
to you
there's
guys.
The
There's
people
a-
that have to like finalize.
Right.
You gotta
Or
understand.
like
There's
after lawsuits.
Yeah, you gotta understand. There's a bunch of shit in there where they're gonna take your photos, they're gonna take your text messages, they're gonna take your phone calls, and they have permission to do so because you gave it to them. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel like that's you, then don't fucking use the app. Like just a couple months ago, or was it a month ago? That fucking Face app.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
Yes, that
Everybody
Face app.
had the fucking
Everybody
nerve to go
was
and do
fine.
that shit.
Aging app.
Everybody was using that shit.
And then a report came out saying, "Oh yeah, well this is it's a Russian app, and they're gonna, Russia's using it to gather your data and shit." And people were like, "Well, whatever, they're gonna fucking take our shit anyway." But then those same people coming around this fucking month and posting that goddamn picture. Like the amount of people that I saw posting that shit on their story. First of all, if you put it on your story, it's there for 24 fucking hours.
Right.
How is Instagram gonna fucking see that?
yeah.
Like that's dumb as shit. It's gone. So anything you posted, they're not gonna know if that was the case. Like if Instagram really said, "Oh damn, he's got it up there," fuck, we can't do anything about it. It's a story. It's gone in 24 hours. You fucking idiot.
I mean, I feel like the post was just a reminder of something that we already knew, which is like your job and your workplace can use your post and whatever you have on your Instagram as
they got
evidence
you.
of whatever.
They
So
got
that's why
you.
people recommend you not to post any wild, crazy stuff that you won't normally post because your jobs are looking at that, or the future job that you're trying to get is looking at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they always say, like, when you do, like, high school, like, the resume fucking classes, or, like, oh, we're going to teach you course, whatever. On resume building, they say social media. Especially when I was in college, like, that was one of the things in, like, basic or even, not even college, like, senior year. That was like, okay, make sure you're watching what you're posting on social media, because if you're trying to go for certain jobs, even colleges are looking at that shit. So,
And why wouldn't they?
exactly.
Right. So if
know what I
like
mean?
you're always trashing
you
and
always
drunk
have to be fucking
on your
conscious of
post,
it.
like
Like you are dry snitching on yourself.
Exactly.
Straight up. If you film yourself getting drunk, wasted, smoking on that shit, and then you wondering why you're not getting that job, and they tell you it's because of social media, like, really? Are you
Yeah.
that surprised? You're doing it to yourself.
Because I used to one of my
Right.
old jobs. This
Millennials.
motherfucker used to call off work. He used to call out of work like, my grandma died. This motherfucker had like 10 grandmothers. My grandma died. My dog died. Like he kept. So I'm sure. I think a few of them were real. I'm not sure because I know like the friend who died. I think that one was real. I think, not confirmation, but whatever. And what was it? Yeah, he was like, I can't show up to work. Okay, cool. Then one of the other managers pulls up his phone. He's just going through Snapchat. All of a sudden, we see this motherfucker. He's snapping his way down the shore.
Ain't that a bitch?
Oh, you see all of the turnpike.
Ain't that a
You
bitch?
see when he gets to the beach. You see him at the beach. And I'm here like, you motherfucker. Like,
You-
I'm here covering for your ass.
Y'all really gotta understand. Y'all could live such a more stress-free life if you don't post everything. There's no reason for you to post every goddamn thing you're doing. You don't gotta tell people what you're doing every minute of the day. You can be selective with your shit. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about with like how addicted we are to our fucking phones and having
Right.
to tell everybody every little piece of our life.
no, every good thing.
It should be every good thing. It
No,
shouldn't.
that's what people do.
Okay, yeah.
Every good vibe, every good party, every good time. Oh, this looks good on my image.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's to their benefit on their page or platform
Yeah.
is what they'll post. If it's something that's depressing or something that's related to their things, no, they won't even touch. Might with the meme,
Might with the meme.
Right, or with like a shade
That's
or
usually a nice way.
sub shade. That's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, like read between the lines kind of post, but they'll never be upfront with that shit. And I think a lot of us don't like that neither. When I've personally like been in a page where somebody was so depressing that I had to unfollow them because I was like, I can't read your post. Like,
It's too
I'm
much.
fat, I'm not beautiful, and I just need love. Like, girl, social media is not your therapy. Like, I just need people to understand that.
I had unfollowed somebody, and it was extreme because there's certain things where, oh, by the way, Instagram has a mute thing now.
Yes.
And it's funny because a few months back, I'm like, what I would do for a fucking mute button for
What
some
does
of
the
these
mute
people.
button do?
It just like, so whenever you open Instagram and like your feed, they don't pop up. Like Facebook always have that.
You're still following them.
So you're still following them, but you just
Yeah.
kind of mute it. Just
You
be
mute it.
like,
So
I'm
if you-
showing you love, but I don't want to see your shit. That's what it really is about.
Yeah. Like there's a couple people, like I got a coworker that I had to mute her stories because all of her stories are just reposted memes about how dudes ain't shit.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
like
mean?
it's for to me it's good for like the where it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much of the same thing.
It's too much of something, of the same thing, yeah.
And the girl's great, love her to death and everything like that, but it's just after a while it's like you're complaining about why you're single and how about you can't find a good man, but yet you're posting that, and it's kind of like the law of attraction.
Right.
On
If you
social
put that
media.
negative energy out there, you're never gonna get a man because all you're doing all day is complaining about how niggas ain't shit,
Right. And you're believing
and
it
you're believing
too.
it too. And I had to talk with her. I'm like, you know, maybe you should try posting a little bit more inspirational, maybe something a little more uplifting for yourself, or just post less of that shit. And she's like, you know what, you're right. And she did it for a good week. And
And
everything
went
like
right back
that.
to it.
And she went right back to it. And she's like, well, it's just
But-
funny. My friend does it. I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
No
Not
big
for
deal.
nothing though. Like I think now that you guys mentioned about the whole mute thing, I think I was muted before.
Now, how'd you find out?
How I found out because it was one of my crushes. So you know, some girls who aren't on social media as much, but they post when they do start posting out of nowhere is because they want their crush to look at their stories. So I was like that girl, you know, like I would be like, oh my god, he's starting to look at my stories, and then he stopped, and I was like, oh my god, he has not looked at one, blah 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 blah.
But you're still following
Wait,
each other.
can you?
But he was still following me, and.
You got muted.
I got muted. And on top of that, he would normally reply to my stories, and then he stopped. And I was like, oh, this guy's...
Well, how long has it been?
Yeah, how long were these
Mutes?
replies of stories? How long was
It
that
would
going?
No,
happen
no, after,
on a
like, the
weekly
absence.
basis. Oh, the absence? It probably happened like within like 2 months.
Oh, yeah, you
All
got
right, so you
muted.
noticed at that point.
I did, but there's nothing negative that I post. I always post about music, inspirational, or something that's uplifting.
Yeah,
or
you don't post not like
you know,
that crazy.
self-improvements and
You
stuff
should
like that.
post more.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah,
It's a
doing
whole
We're
nother
gonna
good.
get to it.
Doing good.
Good.
But you know how I am with social media, so it's hard for me to
Go ahead.
kind of like find a balance with too much and not too much. But yeah, like I just felt like I was like, why would somebody mute me? Like in a sense, I was like, oh my goodness, I thought I was blocked. I was like, wow.
So you can mute stories?
You can mute stories as well.
Because I just know you can like block people, like certain people from watching your
At
story.
the main screen where you see all the stories, if you just hold down on theirs,
Yeah.
it'll come up. The menu will come up, and you can say mute story.
He's so fancy. I just
Yeah.
knew from like I just know from the news feed, like the dot thingies. It's not or whatever. It's all like the top corner. I don't know.
The three dots on the top right
I
hand.
think so, right?
Yeah, you
yeah,
can-
yeah.
you can
there, it's the if you mute, you just mute from
Their feed.
Yeah, the feed.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
And on the top where you see the circles with the stories, you
From
long
there,
hold that. Yeah, you hold it on that, and then it'll pop up where it'll say mute story.
Let me
So-
not test this out. On the
I
podcast.
You
think
might want
I
to do that now.
found-
Yeah, I see you trying to do it now.
No, it's like, wait.
It's on camera, so be careful.
Never mind.
But yeah, man. I mean, as far as the Instagram stuff goes, like I was saying before, I noticed a lot of people, and I hate to say this way, but that I respect or that I held in like high honor, that I thought were smart about this shit, were posting it, and I'm just like, you can't be serious. Like you falling for this shit?
Yeah.
Like, for real, bro?
Yeah, I'm not gonna name.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name them.
Don't name
But
them.
a lot of people, I got respect for you. I'm sure you just probably got caught up because it's happened to me. I got caught in the hype a couple years ago with the same shit.
Yeah,
But
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
I know this happened recently.
do
yeah.
your due diligence. Just know that this type of shit, like once you hit accept, these fucking apps are gonna play you. Like they're gonna get our information. They got our data. the fact that I
Yeah.
can talk about, like, I was randomly talking to someone about Belvita crackers at my job, and the next fucking day, an Instagram ad for Belvita shows up on my feed.
Yeah, we were talking about this at work the other
So
night. Yeah.
Wow.
this is regular shit, and this is just all from me hitting accept. I've already hit accept on Facebook. I've hit accept on Snapchat when I had it. I hit accept on Instagram, Twitter, all these fucking apps. When they ask you for your photos or your information, there's a fucking reason why.
I hit accept on Spotify, Apple, Audiomack, and Anchor, and YouTube. Okay, that's where you can stream the show.
Yeah, your shit. You gotta understand. You're being filmed. You're being videotaped. Like, if all you gotta say to your iPhone is "Hey Siri" for it to turn on and listen to you, do you really think it's not listening to you the rest of the time? Or Alexa?
Yeah,
You-
that's why I
you
don't have
think-
an Alexa.
Oh no, for sure. No, my mom. To me, yeah, because my mom got us one, and it was funny. She got me one, and then what was it? My sister has one, but I think she got it as a gift from somebody else. And her man were so like nervous about it. Shout out to Liana and Lewis. They were so nervous about it or whatever. And they're like, man, fuck this shit. I'm like, look at what you got in your hand. You don't think like they've
It's
been
just
knew
as
about
bad.
it. So anytime I hear something about it or at my job, I'm like, oh, do you have Amazon Prime? And they're like, I don't want them to know. No, they already got your info. I'm like, they know what blood type you are. They know your address. They know where you live. How'd you get here? Did you drive? Guess what? You're in the database.
Yeah. And if
Did
you
you
think,
walk? You're still in the database.
word up. And newsflash to people who want to say, like, oh, well, they don't got my face. I'm like, guess what, nigga? You got a driver's license. You got a passport. The government knows what the fuck you look like.
Exactly.
If motherfucker want to find you, if the government want to find you, they will find your ass. Believe me. Best
Because
believe.
you can't go around without an ID.
Well, as soon
Come
as we
on,
were
bro.
born with this social security number.
Come on,
Well,
man.
I mean,
you gotta
Social Security
understand. They
numbers.
got us already,
I know
man.
plenty of people that have some other people. So
Yeah. You want to be off the grid? You got to really be off the grid. You can't be off the grid with
What's
an
up to the kitchen
Instagram.
crew?
So yeah, this Instagram shit, man, is wild. We gotta stop falling for these shits. Like, they got our info. Deal with it. If you don't
I mean,
like
I
it, get
think
the fuck off that.
With
It's
Instagram
over.
too, like I think there was another post that wasn't really true or factual true, which is the Amazon forest burning and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, you saying that it wasn't real?
Wait, no, I'm just agreeing. Like,
Oh.
wait, hold on. What? I
The
don't know.
Amazon
what's
post is real or is not real?
happening.
Is what I want to know because this has been going around on Instagram for a little
So
week.
I have a reliable source. My little Brazilian friend, shout out to him. I contacted him about it, and I was like, "Did you know this shit was happening? The fuck?" And I know, like, 'cause he's talking about like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take some trips, blah blah blah." And then I was like, "Oh, when you going back to Brazil?" He's like, "Oh yeah, next year." And that's when you had hit me up about it. And then I contacted him. I was like, "Oh, by the way, like, talk to your fam, whatever." He hit me up a few hours ago. He's like, "Yeah, it's fake news." I'm like, "The fuck?"
That's wild.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the video where you see what's the place?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah, where it's like black clouds and everything.
2 p.m. Just pitch black.
Which I thought was weird because once you brought it to our attention, we're doing our research and I'm looking at the map. Amazon top left corner or the top part, and then what's the Sao Paulo
Yeah.
is all the way at the bottom right, or like close enough to the bottom where it's like that's damn near the whole country is blackout. That makes it didn't make sense. So I'm just like, maybe that's when I hit him up, and then he was like, no, that there's no way. And what was it? Yeah, there's the black that they don't know what that video was, but that's not current or it's fake news. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They said, hold on, let me just double check what they
That's some
said
wild
though.
shit,
It was
man.
pretty funny. But
For those
it's
that
all
don't know,
nature.
which you probably should know, the apparently the Amazon rainforest has been experiencing fires, or has been on fire for the past close to 3 weeks. And a lot of people say they don't know where it came from. To me, a fire that big can only pretty much it's got to be man-made. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't something just natural.
But it's not the only wildfire that happened this year. There's so many wildfires that happened.
Oh, no, yeah. But, I
But
mean,
it's the rainforest and it's not dry season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
So
see
like
where you guys are
so
coming from.
yeah, so I mean I'm a smoker and the back of a restaurant is where, you smoke. And some places they'll have like if the back of the restaurant is kind of a parking lot, they'll have like the mulch and some bushes.
yeah.
I've been hot as fuck. It wasn't even that hot of a summer. I'm in the back chilling. smoke break. All of a sudden, I'm like, one of the cooks went back inside. A couple of minutes later, I'm like, I'm just going to chill here, la la la. The fucking mulch catches on fire just because he threw the cigarette out. And it, like, he just threw it and it got to that, but it was already, like, hot as fuck from the, yeah. We've had that plenty of times where we had to be like, okay, everybody go smoke, like, in the shade down there by fucking ShopRite. Yeah, it was bad. But it's like summer and it's hot. This is
humid
rain.
over here. I'm sorry, in Jersey, it's been humid as hell hot.
No, but this is like years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like no time.
All right, so with this Amazon rainforest, let's just go off
It's not dry season.
Let's just go off the premise that it is true and it is happening.
Yeah.
What do you think is causing this to happen? Because from what the Instagram stuff has told us and from what the news has told us, it supplies about 20% of the world's oxygen. So it's pretty much like the Earth's lungs.
Well, it's 80%, really.
80% of the... No, I heard 20.
No, it's 20%.
Nah,
it's
come
not
on.
80%.
That rainforest in South America? Nah, it's got to be 20%.
I've heard numbers as high as that.
Nah,
no,
but then
it's
you're saying the rest of the world is 20... Nah, I can't believe that.
No, because
be
we have much more water than that little rainforest.
Yeah.
But if it is being taken out, what do you think is going on? Because if we want to get down into like the politics of this stuff, the president of Brazil is a very pro-business guy. When he was running, he said something to the effect of, I'm going to take care of the rainforest. I'm going to make sure it gets saved, all that, blah, blah, blah. And apparently that isn't what's going on right now.
Some scandal shit.
There could be some conspiracy, some scandals to this. Maybe there's something they want to do with that land because the only way you could really do something with that is to take it all down. So do you think it has something to do with that possibly?
I mean, if it does, I think the people should get together like Puerto Rico did. Shout out. Puerto Rico, they all got together as a people and they went against their governor, which is because we don't have a president. Our governor is the head. And that governor was given so much money to help them for the Hurricane Maria crisis, and half of that money was completely missing. So they all got together as a people and protested against him until they got him off of that position and got someone else. And they sure did. Ricky Martin got in there. Ricky Martin said, I'm coming from America. Okay.
Ricky Martin saved the day.
Right. Ricky Martin said, I need people to be in this too. And yeah, they got that going. So I think Spain or wherever it's at, the Amazon people could just get it going. You know, like at the end of the day, you guys got this. Like, just get together and just knock this guy down and just take him out.
Wait, did my snort get on there?
Argentina, those Amazon people or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yo, as soon as my friend hears this shit, he's gonna text me like the fuck is she
that was a good snort. That's how you know she's really laughing. But yeah, look, there's definitely some shit going on. This sounds like a man-made fire.
No, for sure.
Or a man-made distraction.
Because I'm not. I don't think.
But there's definitely some bigger business.
Because I'm pretty sure. I know there's a fire.
Oh, we know there's a fire.
Because I don't think
Shit's burning.
I forgot where he said he's from.
Take the stand now.
Oh shit! I should probably edit this out. I totally remember.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's all right.
I really don't.
Keep it rolling.
So anyway, but because I kept asking him, and he's like, "Well, we don't know, but we just know like that's not like because the video I sent him was of like the city all fucking blacked out. He's like, nah, that's fake news. Like fuck that shit.
He thought it was fake news.
Yeah, and like his family out there were saying like, well, shit, what did he say? He's like, fuck it, let it burn, so all these countries can fucking plant all this shit that they caused, like all the fucked up shit that they caused, like. Well,
so he's saying that the pollution caused it.
No. Not saying because the Amazon, it's like what is it? Oh my god, I cannot pronounce this. I need sleep. Hold on, I fucked up. Right here.
What is the city?
My cousin. No. I just can't pronounce it right now.
Deforestation?
Yeah, there you go.
Cousin was like, let it burn so all these countries can replant all the deforestation that they caused. I don't think they're going to be any replanting.
No. I think it's going to be concrete jungle.
It's going to be...
It's not going to be Amazon jungle. It's going to be concrete jungle now.
Now, we heard another podcast recently that talked about maybe some weed planted up there.
Never fucking listened to that shit, man.
I know. God damn it. That's why we got to change our goddamn scheduling day. Recording day. But I was thinking that, like, yo, something's going to be put there instead of this rainforest. There's going to be a lot of room for a country like Brazil to put maybe factories, maybe have, instead of the Amazon rainforest, put an actual Amazon store in there.
Shit.
Maybe even fucking weed. Maybe just start growing weed and shit.
I mean,
somebody's going to get their hands on that and pay for that land.
The best case scenario is if it's bud. If it's weed,
bud,
that's the best case, because let's be real, it's not going to be that. It's going to be a whole different, and the fucked up shit is, like, I was reading an article about it, and it said, like, there like thousands or maybe even millions of endangered species there.
Right.
Whether it's like plant life and animals.
And that gets overlooked.
Yeah,
real
and
quick.
think about the ones that weren't even endangered. Well, they're all fucking gone.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
It's
crazy.
crazy.
To me.
All to line up a few pockets.
I think I read a post that, like, by 2024, we're going to have so much pollution in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A very huge amount, vast, really. And that scares me, because, like, what as mankind and human can we do to better this earth, to make it better? Like, do we have to stop using plastic? Because if that's the case, I'll stop using plastic. I don't know why we use it anyways.
That's like little by little. Like when I went out to Vegas a few months back. Damn, it's been a few months. I need another vacation. A few months back, it was just paper straws everywhere, and they're the fucking worst. So the West Coast, they all do that shit.
True.
And then I went that Vegas trip. We drove out to Cali, and I'm like, more paper straws? Like, it was. You can't babysit a drink.
You can't babysit
can't.
a drink with paper straw.
You can't. And I wasn't even trying to. It was towards the end where I'm like, all right, I'm reaching my limit. I'm with family. Let me not. All right, I'm going to babysit this shit. And then all of a sudden, I try to take a sip, and the straw just collapsed. I was like, oh, can I get another
I'm just
one?
sucking full on air. And,
fucking holes and shit. I'm like spilling my drink. I'm like, okay. Like, I threw the straw.
Bullshit.
Like, fuck this.
Yeah, at that point, just take the cup and drink
Yeah,
it.
here on this side, I mean, we still got the plastic. It's East Coast. We're hard-headed as fuck. Well, up here. So I don't know if that's happening anytime soon. I just know everywhere I went over there had fucking paper straws.
So, I mean, that's the first step, but we're talking about plastic bottles. Like,
yeah. No, it's like
everything, like, plastic, just get rid of. And I also, like, global warming, and I read a lot about that and how cows provide a good, I don't know, like, some kind of hormonal or whatever thing into the air that is positive for us to breathe. Mm-hmm. So every animal is important in this solar system. Everything in this planet works together.
Yeah, I read an article about if the bees. It was about bees. I don't remember where I got this shit from. It just popped up, and it said if all bees were wiped out, we'd have nothing, because the bees, pollination, all that good shit. Wait, did I say that right?
Pollination?
I said it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less bee stings too.
So the bees were almost at a verge of being extinct, right? I remember.
No, there's some. Yeah, there's some that are in. There's like a shit ton of species, but it's crazy because fucking they were saying they do this, which feeds the animals, which feeds us, and it was more in depth than that, but it was crazy. And it's like, oh, little bee, that's it.
So if the bees go extinct, then that chain.
Yeah, I mean, there's several different kinds, but there's a few already. I don't know if they're all on it, but there's a few like kinds of bees that are like endangered already.
I think the National Geographic Channel already announced that koalas are literally becoming extinct. There's only like a little.
I still ain't seen one of them shits.
Really?
I've never seen
a koala.
Bronx Zoo.
I've seen a koala. That's crazy.
Seen a koala.
Yeah, I seen one at like Bronx Zoo.
So you better see them before they go extinct.
I mean, they'll keep them at a zoo. They'll keep a couple, right?
I don't think I've ever seen one. I'm trying to remember.
Lions were becoming extinct, and then America. National Geographic, shout out to them. They went into
the top of the food chain.
Yeah, they really are. They went to Africa because in Africa they have this trend of like literally killing off lions, so especially white lions, because to them it's something of purity. Yeah. So they're the reasons why they're extinct. So and they're coming into them and they're saving them and they're moving them to another location, another forest, and already like 20 cubs were born. Mm-hmm. And so now the lion population is increasing, but that's because, again, America stepped in and took those lions. Other than that, they would have been extinct.
This is why, I mean, like, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fucking expert on none of this shit at all. All I know is that we are polluting this motherfucker.
And we need to change.
Something needs to happen. You know, because they're saying like in the next 40, 50, 60 years, shit's gonna be really
Not
fucked
even
up.
closer in the next 20.
And it's just like,
It's like,
and I feel bad for the younger generation that's here. I feel bad for the kids I got to bring up in this place, and I got to teach them, because right now they don't know. I see all these young kids running around having fun. They don't know what the fuck's going on right now, and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about what the next generation, next couple generations are going to have to go through because of shit that we did and the past generations have done as far as pollution, all because a few motherfuckers want to have some extra money in their pocket.
I mean, I also
It's
talked
crazy.
about that too, is like, as this all is going on, America is about to hit another recession soon. And my thing is like, oh man, 2021, another recession. I hope it doesn't affect the middle class. I hope it doesn't affect us. I hope it just affects the rich people at this
People
point.
are going to get affected.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to feel that
Yeah.
shit one way or another, man.
Yeah.
That's usually how it
Exactly.
goes. That's usually how it goes with these things. Yo, so we're back. All right. Yo, so, yeah. Let's get our final thoughts on this whole Instagram shit, because we kind of went off the rails talking about animals and whatnot, and koalas and shit, and the cameras kind of went dead. So, yeah, we're getting our shit together. It's the first few episodes. Deal with it. Editing is going to be great, so you won't fucking realize anyway. But, yeah,
Besides us
Instagram. Let's
announcing
start
it.
on my left with Val. What are your thoughts, your final thoughts on this Instagram policy that went out and the way people are handling it?
I mean, like I said, the Instagram policy was something that we should have acknowledged from the moment that we saw the terms and conditions, and it's nothing that we didn't know. It's just a little bit more, I guess, informed. But other than that, that's my thoughts.
Okay.
What about yours?
Mine, to the people out there, do your due diligence. You know that they already got us. You know they can find us wherever, however, in many illegal ways that we just cannot combat at the moment.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. If you want to be off the grid, then get off the fucking grid. Like, that's it. Deal with it. In the meantime, like, just read the terms and conditions. Check your privacy and shit.
Read that shit.
And stop dry snitching on yourself, man. For real. Stop dry snitching on
Right.
yourself. I'm looking at this camera. Stop dry snitching. That's my thoughts on it. And just for the people that did it, I still got love for y'all. But goddamn, what the fuck were you thinking? All right. Sade, what you think?
I don't know what else there is. Well, that's the shit with this whole, like, the memes going out like, oh, I talked about fucking getting a new bed frame for like 2 seconds and now I got ads on Instagram or whatever. That's the shit that, and it's funny because I took this class, like part of my journalism major in college, college dropout. One of these classes, like, they were talking about it, and I remember the entire class was like, what? That, and mind you, this is back in like 2012. And now to see it 2019, I mean, like, well, last year too, people were talking about it, and it's been going on for a long time, but for people to just be finding out about this kind of thing, it's like, no, it's been happening for a very fucking long time.
Yeah.
And that's the scary shit. It's like, you've been putting this all out there, and now it's just more apparent than ever because we have the ads on Instagram where I can be looking on Amazon for these fucking mics and all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, what actually happened was I was looking on, because I want to do like music shirts, like just have like tees, like, you know, with music or like fucking people on it. And I was looking on Amazon and I forgot who, a Sade shirt. I'm like, oh, this is dope. All of a sudden, mad ads on Instagram. And I'm like, irrelevant. Even though it is relevant, I'm like, no, I don't like it. No, spam. Irrelevant. It's a little scary, but I mean, it's been happening for so long that, I mean, how can you have missed it this entire time?
Right.
Word up. Shit.
Scary.
So, moving on to the next topic, which is still kind of on topic with Instagram and social media. During our break, we were talking outside. The artist, Val and I, and Sade, who gives us our worldly advice.
Right.
I
We
try.
love her for that. We're talking about just the difficulties that come across as a new artist. Val mostly, she's trying to get her name up in there. She's trying to be more active on social media with posting and showing off more of her talent. And with me, it started basically about the last 2 years, just having to post more, get more content up on there, whether it be a picture of yourself, whether it be a freestyle, whether it be performance footage, just the importance of keeping that consistent to build your fan base, to get your likes, your follows, your comments up, all that stuff about how important it is. And she was mentioning to us about the types of pressure and the type of hate that she gets. You want to go more into detail with that?
Yeah, I think a lot in this journey from once I started. I've been singing since the 5th grade, really, but taking it seriously with choirs and learning and other voices and all that after high school, because I went to Rosa Parks. It's a performing arts high school in Patterson, and I got accepted there with vocal, and there I was able to grow more. But like as I got into more bands and as I did my thing and I started opening up my Instagram or my social medias to that, I kind of didn't really get, you know, the attention that I wanted. So I kind of just didn't like it and I just stopped. And I think that's where I am still to this day. And I don't feel comfortable posting, you know, me singing or me showing off my talent, even though it's there. Nothing granted. It's just like I just don't like all of the other attention that I'm getting from something that I love or something that I hold close to me.
Now, when you say attention, what type of attention you mean?
Like I can be walking in a room and I have nothing bad or anything, but because this person knew me off this band or this person knew me because of my rep, they instantly just, oh, I'm not talking to her because she's too important. And it's like, where did that even come into play? Just because I post, just because I'm trying to do something that I love, I seem more important to you, you know? And so that's where I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that. As an artist, I just wanted to show what I loved, you know, and what I like doing. But everyone around me receives it as a hate or as, oh, she's just, you know. And that's what kind of gets me like, why does it matter? And then I would just stop because I don't like that attention. I don't want to be somebody's, you know, center of conversation. And I think that's why I don't really post like that. But I know I should.
Yeah. Well, guess what, babe? You are the center of conversation for everybody watching and listening. Thank you.
Word up.
So you have to think about it. It's just, so the way I see it, and this circles back to Resting Bitch Face and Grimaces of the world, where it's the confidence. You knew you were top shit. Like, you knew you had the vocals. Like, you knew it. And the confidence, when people have confidence, and it comes across as arrogance sometimes. And it's not to say that you are arrogant, but to people who are complete opposite, who aren't firm in their belief of themselves, it comes across like, oh no. Where it not even arrogance. It's like it triggers their insecurities. Where they're just like, no, I'm not, no. Like, I have to beat her down so she comes back to my level. And that's just how people are sometimes. And you can't get away from it. No matter what, whether you're posting about our podcast or you're posting videos of, of your performances or just you singing and shit like that, it's going to happen. You'll post a fucking selfie and people are going to have a problem with it. It happens.
That's true.
There's nothing really you can do about it.
I just don't like it. I think I've been hurt too many times by close friends that I thought were going to support me in the journey of my artistry.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the trauma is and where I just put I don't know if I should trust this person, because I was in multiple bands and I had other fellow singers next to me that I thought were going to be there and try to, like, let's be on this artist journey. And like I said, because I had more talent than them, underneath it all, they kept these hidden things to me. And then they got into a producing gig that I was asked before they were asked. And then that producing gig wanted them, you know, they wanted them to be a part of their band. And so when they asked me, they're like, oh, she was instantly butting in and she was like, oh, don't ask her. Don't get her involved.
Exactly.
Because she instantly knew, you know. I was like,
yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like,
But
I just.
My thing, if it wasn't meant to, like, if it didn't happen, then it wasn't meant to be. And then if you did all that, I probably wouldn't have met you.
This is true.
And you would have never met Kid Pro.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
And we wouldn't be here right now. And you wouldn't be Val. So,
That's
there
true.
you go. That's how you have to see it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I was telling you before, you got to kind of just take the step off that ledge and just not worry about who's going to be with you on that journey, but as long as you're pushing yourself through that journey.
And I think I remember talking to you about that. And I'm just now realizing that. It's like, it's not about, yeah, the supporters are there, but I also, you know, I never been around other artists that were at my level or probably way past my level, as in like vocally, like singer wise, growing up around me and my surroundings. I always had like somebody that, you know, they kind of were there, but they weren't, you know, they didn't know as much as harmony. They didn't know as much as whatever, you know, I had more abilities than them. But I don't know, like in the midst of that, I just kind of was like, oh, okay, I guess because I'm not watching another singer do gigs and do her own stuff and do her own bookings, how am I going to learn how to do my own bookings, my own photo shoots, my own this, and how can I start it myself? So then I start overthinking, and then I don't know what to touch.
Yeah, overthinking is a killer. I mean, I'll tell you guys something that you don't know about me. Like, when I get, and Guess knows, shout out to Guess again, putting you over twice on this episode, bro.
Right.
So be proud of that.
Much love.
He, the past couple showcases we've done, we've just rolled together and we've done them. He'll film me, I'll film him. The one main thing I always talk to him about is like, he'll send me some footage, or I'll look at some footage online and I'm like, I'm self-conscious. Like, there was one where I was wearing 2 shirts and he was like, yo, you see the way you're moving the crowd? Like, look at them, they're all looking crazy. And the first thing I thought about, which kind of sounds really dumb now that I'm going to fucking say this, but I ate a lot that day. And I felt bloated. I'm like, yo, my belly looks kind of big. And that shit bothered me. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to keep my check engine light off. I'm trying to keep my fucking belly down. And I'm trying to keep these bill collectors from calling me. Those are the 3 things I'm trying to do in my fucking life right now.
You see how much my phone be going off.
So, and then people be like, yo, you're not that fat, bro. Like, relax. You're working out. You look a little husky and everything. But other than that, you straight. I'm like, all right. But little shit like that, or the way my arm is positioned, my non-mic hand is positioned, sometimes I'll just be like this. It'll be like that. That shit bothers the fuck out of me. But it's little shit that I'm self-conscious, but I'm the only one that sees that because everyone else is like, yo, you fucking killed that stage. Yo, you did your fucking thing. Your shit is awesome. Where can I hear your shit? And I should be focusing more on that, but for some reason, I just focus on the negative. And you really can't do that to yourself. You can't be overthinking the little shit. You can't be worried about what negative things someone has to say.
Right.
When you're getting so much more compliments about the good shit you did. Mm-hmm. You just can't. You can't get mad at, I mean, you can't focus on those little negatives. You can perfect them, you can work on them or whatever if you think that that's something bad. But more than half the time, it's all in your fucking head.
Okay.
And you just got to get past that.
That's what I was going back to, the millennial issue. Me, because I am a millennial.
Here we go.
I just feel like I just want to
We should make a drinking game off of that.
I just want it perfect.
Every time we say millennial, take a shot.
I just want it instantly perfect. I want it to be top-notch from the grip. And I think the fact that it's not top-notch from the grip, quality for me, because I know I'm self-criticism, you know how it is, constructive criticism for myself. I'd be judging myself. I'm like, do I want to start up as just, you know, this raggedy video of me by myself selfie singing? Like, or could I just start it professionally? And that's where I, like you said, that's where I get in the way of myself.
Yeah. I mean, and you have to realize that it's never, ever going to be perfect. No performance is ever going to go perfect. No video shoot, no photo shoot is ever going to go perfect. That's just how it is. Okay. As far as, like, doing the ratchet videos, when I first started my Verses About Nothing freestyle series, hashtag Verses About Nothing, it's a shameless plug. It started out with just me in the fucking car, just rhyming a cappella because I didn't have a way to play my beats and film myself. I didn't have the extra stuff in my car to do it. Then, like, friends started seeing what I was doing. They threw me some help, upgraded my phone, got a gimbal, and we started being like, all right, let's take this a step higher. So from then on, so I wasn't afraid to start and do those little ratchet videos with the black and white and the shitty ass quality because I eventually built it up and I got it to look to where it's like now it's like, all right, it's in 4K.
Right.
Cool. It's got some editing. So don't be afraid to just have a starting
point.
That's
why I say that's the millennial issue where it's like we want that instant gratification, that instant
That's
dream.
when I started following you.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. See, so you've seen it. Yeah. So the point is, it's
real.
not like you need to have a starting point. So you might as well do something ratchety because that's your starting point, and then you know, hey, I'm gonna go above and beyond next time. Hey, I'm gonna go above and beyond next time. Hey, I'm gonna do better next time. I'm gonna do it bigger next time.
And just keep that same energy.
So if you gotta
don't lose it, because that's what I'm saying. Like I'll keep that energy, and then I'll just be like, I don't know.
Yeah. So if you gotta put a fucking video of you in your in your bathroom with the nice acoustics of you just singing an acapella, do so because you know what? The next video you're gonna have ammo. You're gonna have momentum. Be like, all right, I'm gonna do it better this time. I'm gonna pick a better spot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it here.
Yeah.
I mean, I even started that when I was in high school. Like, I did this thing where I was like, oh, if anybody has any cover requests, because I did a song called Take Me to the King by Tamia Man. Okay. Gospel singers. You got to respect.
Respect the gospel.
Powerhouses. But yeah, so I did that, and then like instantly I had so many comments of so many other requests, like, oh my God, please do this, please do that, please do this.
Boom.
But I didn't continue.
Why?
I just left it that way.
Why?
We're going to pick this up.
18 years old. I was just unmotivated with life, and I think I still am fighting with that, you know, realistically.
Fair enough.
It's like,
but you've come
the
a
many
long way
beatdowns-
since then.
Yes. She's seen me in the beginning of this journey. And I think therapy helped with that a lot. And then me having Sade and the small circle of friends that I have helped me get there. But damn, like, unmotivation in life is no joke. It's like, I think the unmotivation started when I lost my fiance. And that's what it was for me. Like, when I lost my fiance, I was super unmotivated. You think now is like that? I think it was way worse. I wasn't even singing a note. I was like, I don't find there to be a reason at this point. And that was big for me, because I was like, yo, I've never said that about my music. Like, I've always, that was my anchor. And even in those times I kind of sang, but like I had to force it. I didn't feel like it. I didn't have the drive or the motivation to do it. So I had to kind of, in those years, within those 3 years, figure how I can get that motivation back, how I can get that drive back, and not be afraid to. I think that's another thing. I think I'm afraid to get over that, because that will be like another version of myself that I'm so not aware of. Neither. It's like, oh my God, that one step or two, maybe that'll get me to like another step that I don't even know, that I can't even see right now. And I think that's another thing that's stopping me from continuing, in a sense. But
I got my own fears as well. Like, one of the biggest fears I have, like with the artist stuff, it's not so much a fear of failure. It's kind of weird to say, but it's more like a fear of success. Like, I'm afraid, at times I'm afraid of possibly getting so big that I might end up hating rap, and I might end up getting caught up in something that I shouldn't be. And doing so much that it becomes a job and it's not a passion anymore.
That's
I feel the
happened
same.
that's happened to a lot of the people that are like up there commercially.
And
That's
you
J.
just
Cole.
you see shit and you find out, like, damn, it's really not what it was set out to be. Like, this is really just a business, and it's not really many people doing it for love because they're trying to get paid, which I get, I understand.
Can't knock the hustle.
You know, and even when with me, like, I'm a simplistic guy, basically just because of stuff that happened in my past. Like my apartment caught on fire back when I was 19, where I was living with my mom, my little brother. Lost everything that was in my room, everything from rhyme notebooks to my clothes to my soccer trophies. So every memory of my childhood was gone in that fire, and I ended up just staying with my girlfriend. And I only had the clothes on my back and the couple pairs of clothes that I had at her house and shit. Like, so from then on, from 18, 19 to now 32, I'm very simplistic. So I told myself, if I get this rap shit going, all I'm ever really going to need is a car, a house, and my kids taken care of. I have that now at 32. I got my house, I got my car, my kids are taken care of, they're fed, they're going to school, they got their PlayStation, they're living life. That was what I wanted out of rap. I've gotten it pretty much without rap. What the fuck am I doing it for now? Like, I struggle with that sometimes. Like, now I'm just doing it for the recognition. Now I'm just doing it to prove that I'm better. Like, I don't want to make it just for that. So I'm constantly finding or struggling to find the reason why I got to do this. And it really just comes down to, I love this shit. I love recording. I love the fact of writing a new rhyme. I love performing it and testing out in front of people and getting a dope reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's really been my motivation. And it came through with battling depression and anxiety and just trying to figure all this shit out. Like, yo, am I good enough? And the more I go to these shows and I meet artists and they're showing me love, I feel like, yo, I can't quit.
Right. And I've also noticed that, too. Like, there's a shift in my motivation right now, because I've been trying to go out to other events and open mics. You know, Check It Open Mic was my first one. For the year that I started opening up to my motivation. Mm-hmm. Then after that, meeting other artists motivated me, like you said. Meeting other artists that were in your same shoes, because a lot of us don't think that they go through that. All of these people that are up there have probably gone through this, but you know, like, we wouldn't know because they just look like perfect, they sound perfect, we're just like, yo, and we just want to get there. So, like, to me, it's like it's important for motivation to still be there. And like he said, you know, like, every artist has its specific fear, or their own fear, and why they're not doing it, you know, or kind of hold back. But you're not allowing your fears to hold you back.
No, because I love it too much. To be honest with you, I love this shit too much to stop. You know, even if I wasn't going anywhere, if I wasn't going to be able to do anything, or the deal doesn't come, or the album doesn't sell, or I don't get the recognition that I feel like I should get, I don't feel like I want to stop. I don't want to fail. Like, there's so many more, like, people that are my age that I used to rap with that don't even do this shit anymore. You know, and I see them. Yeah, they don't pick up a pen, but they're living great lives. You know, they got their families, or they got great jobs, or they're just doing well for themselves, and they don't feel like they need to. I'm not mad at them for that.
Right.
You know, I'm sure they still love it, but me, I just don't want to let that shit go, like, for nothing. Like, I really feel like I got something to tell the world, and I feel like I got to get as many people to listen to it.
And that's the same thing that the Voice Box told me. They
drive.
said that use your anxiety, use your depression, use it all.
Use it as a weapon.
And use it and utilize it in your music. And that's what they do in the Voice Box boot camp, where she right now has 20 artists that are in this boot camp. Yeah, right. And I think it's like, you know, like a couple weeks or like a month program where they intensely train each artist. Like, it's a regular artist. And she says that ask everybody in that boot camp how many times I broke them down and, like, literally got to their wall that they built up and broke it down so they can write that single, so they can finally write that song.
Right. And
everybody in there that is a part of the boot camp agreed to that. They were like, yes. That is where I feel like I need to, because I feel like I build up a wall to protect myself from the emotions I'm not ready to receive. And therefore that creates a writer's block in my music. I'll hear the melody, I'll feel it, but then the words, I'm like, yo, I could get deeper, I could get a little bit. Why am I holding back?
You shouldn't hold back.
Exactly.
You shouldn't hold back. It took me these past 2 years writing more grown-up material for people to really recognize my talent. Like, before, I was just that guy, like, yo, he spits bars, he's dope. But then I started making a couple songs where I'm talking about my family life, which is something I never wanted to talk about. I never wanted to get personal, because I just felt like people didn't deserve, I don't know if that comes off as arrogant, but I didn't feel like people deserved to know who the real me was if you weren't in my circle. But then I realized that, like, the best artists and, like, the really talented writers, they get recognized because they're not afraid to share their true feelings and their views on the world, and not afraid to give you a piece of them and be personal. So, I mean, for any artist, I recommend just get deep. Tell people about yourself. There's no one in this world that can replicate you and who you are, and who can do you better than you.
Your own sound, finding your own sound, and your own thing, too.
I'm perfectly happy right now at 32 doing grown man rap. Yeah, I spit and I give you bars, but at the same time, I'm going to break you shit down about my life, and it's going to be something relatable, because I realize, people have kids, people have stress, people pay bills. They're all going through this shit, and at the end of the day, if you can make a story that they can relate to, they're going to respect your shit that much more, and that's a new fan that you gain right there.
Now, when you started writing, did you ever, like, start reading more or start getting other inspirations to get better lyrics, or you just kind of did it based off emotion?
A little bit of both. Emotions, and definitely, like, it helps to pick up a book just to broaden your horizons, give you a new viewpoint on things. I started listening to more podcasts.
Okay.
Just going out to more movies. Checking out stuff on Netflix that I wouldn't usually check out, like more documentaries, just stuff to, like, just give me a better grasp on the world and see other people who are kind of in a similar situation but not really, just to get their thoughts and viewpoints, and then see for myself, like, shit, I do have a lot in common with somebody. Like, I'll watch a documentary, like, on some shit in Australia of a struggling family, but it's an entrepreneur. When you're an artist, you are an entrepreneur. You're building something for yourself. It's kind of like a business. You're selling yourself.
Yeah, and I'm just getting to know that.
Right. So me seeing that from someone else's eyes on the other corner of the world, like, gave me a better view on what I'm doing and how I should handle it, and not be afraid to express yourself, because you are putting yourself out there. And more than not, if you do that, people are going to reciprocate, and they're going to, like, show you love for it.
Right. And that's what we talked on the Voice Box is to be able to be vulnerable, and a lot of us don't like being vulnerable.
No, they don't. They don't, because they see it as weakness. But at the same time, you got to realize that everybody else goes through that. And if you're the one that can break that ice and do it first, you'll get a lot more people that'll come your way and be like, you know what, yo, I've been there. Like, I feel you. And they'll start talking to you more. They'll open up to you. And before you know it, you got a good rapport with somebody.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I felt in the Voice Box this week. It was like, I just got my mic. And I was like, me too. Like, it was like a little
mad big promotion
meeting
for Voice Box. She said Voice Box like 30 times already.
Akela.
Shout out to them though. Now you
Akela.
make me feel like I don't want to go and I can't sing for shit.
Kayla, I want a sponsor. Just saying.
Yeah, everybody was in a different journey too.
Velvet,
like, there's some
hook
people
that up.
who've been singing
Shout out
for
to
a
Velvet.
year and got up some photo shoots and all this, and then there's some people who just started, and then there's some people who work all the time and don't have time to put in that vocal time. So it just made me like, it opened my eyes to seeing like, oh, you know.
Well, look, I know what's gonna happen now. So before we end this, what's today? What's today? Today is August 24th.
24th.
All of September. By the end of September, you're gonna have at least 3 videos of you singing. You're gonna have performance footage up from the next Check It Open Mic Showcase, which is September 12th, Lodi, New Jersey.
Okay.
Right, on a Thursday night for all of you that don't know, hip hop,
Okay,
R&B,
how about
comedy.
4 videos? A video a week.
Video a week.
3.
Well, I
Four.
said at least 3.
One
So
a
yeah,
week.
one a week should
Yeah,
be
one a
good.
week. Okay.
Performance
One a week.
footage. Photo of you. Any way you want, and your raw self. You done up, however you want to do it. Regular clothes,
Doesn't have to be
bummy,
anything
dressed up,
crazy.
however you want. Just take
Yeah.
a photo of yourself. Put yourself out there, and just you doing some acapellas or over a song. Get that footage of yourself up. Put some content out, and let's see where you're at. Let's see what happens. Let's see how many people reach out to you.
Okay.
Well,
This is-
I'm sure by
yeah.
our
It's
October
time.
episode, we'll have a nice update, and we'll check back on this, and we'll see how much
The
things have
first
changed
show
for
of
you.
October, we'll revisit this.
We'll revisit this, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
think
I'm
if
so
you
excited.
if you put yourself out there, I think Sade's told you mad times that you put yourself out there, good things will
my
happen.
mom. Wait, how do you do the mom and manager? Momager?
Momager,
Momager?
momager,
Mom.
mom, momager. I'm just fucking with you. Momager. But I think
go ahead.
by the October show, whatever, I think
We'll get it.
you're gonna be a lot more positive. You're gonna be a lot more happy, inside and outside. You're gonna have a lot more confidence in yourself.
Because the difference from then, like before I started working with you on this, to now is that you're surrounded by more people
Hell
who
yeah.
are supportive.
Yeah.
Or you're putting yourself out there and you're finding more people that are supportive that you've known for how people at work that we work with. Like, you've known these people, and all of a sudden, like, you share it with them, and they're fucking excited about it, and they're sharing stuff about it, and it's
Yeah.
like, girl, you gotta sing.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that that I think, and it's not like, and I get it because I'm not so much of an artist. I mean, I did promise 12 bars, so I guess I will
I'm still
deliver on
waiting.
that.
I'm still waiting on that.
Right.
It's gonna
Spoken
happen.
word, I don't rap.
It's gonna happen.
But I mean, whatever. Anyway,
PSA from Sade.
oh, shut up. God, it's fucking.
It's
I
gonna
went
be
to
good.
an
I like
event
that
a
little
week
intro.
after the show. They're like, as I'm walking away, where my 12 bars at? It's coming.
Sade with my 12 bars. But yeah.
But where, like, because I still, not that I get any type of hate, but I've gotten, I'm sure I do, I don't fucking pay attention, but I've gotten where I've noticed people around me doing the same shit that I'm doing. And I'm just like, what are you gonna do?
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, like
Fuck
they're
it.
like people that I started, like my original team when I started the show, just be like, oh, so and so has. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do about that?
what can you do?
I'm not the first person who had an open mic show.
Yeah.
And then when I thought about doing this podcast 4 years ago, it's like somebody had made a comment. I'm like, okay, because I had said it in like a group setting. Like I had mentioned, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about doing this. All of a sudden, like a month later, this girl had the podcast. I'm like, well, I mean, I forgot. Oh yeah, it was a girl that did it, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do about that? Like, there was a million people before. Oh, not a million. Back then, it was probably like 100. But I was like, there's other podcasts out there. There's nothing I can do about that. So it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about worrying how people are gonna, be receptive or not, or hate or love you or not. It's like, here's what I have to offer, and that's it. So why, like, in my stance, I have you. Here's Val. I have the show. I have the podcast. I'm trying to constantly support, artists, and that's what I'm about. And it's,
Yeah, she's really good at that.
Yeah. She's
it's
great.
funny. The last show during a quick break. No, it wasn't even a quick break. I'm not gonna wrap myself out. Yes, it was a break. So I ran out so nobody could find me.
Did you?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I
You
ran out.
Okay.
I just needed like 5 minutes apiece.
Oh, okay.
But of course, in the parking lot, I run across somebody, and I mean, if he's listening, he knows who he is. I'm not gonna shout him out because he told me some stuff, and it's funny because in the beginning of the last show, I talked about life getting in the way, and how Albie the Great, shout out, Albie the Great had talked about it. I had apologized about the footage being late. She's like, life, I get it, it's fine, like, don't worry about it. And I said, I'm like, life, like, I'm trying to be great, and life is stopping me. And we, I talked about that, and during the little, like, sneak in the back shit, we're talking about it, and he said, he's like, I just don't know how he's confiding me in, like, a few things. He's like, I don't know what to do, because people are asking me for help. So I'm too worried about, because I'm asking him, like, yo, like, I haven't seen you perform in a little while. Like, or, I mean, I'll see him perform every now and then, but I'm like, when you got a project? Like, you've been working on your project for a minute. And he's saying, he's like, it's kind of like life getting in the way, but it's people who need me. So in that sense, I mean, it's still life, but it's like people around me, rather it's like, oh, my, I can't even think about it, like my car broke down, or like I need a ride, or damn, like I'm supposed to be at this event. Okay, never mind, I guess I'll help you, kind of thing, or anything in that sense. It stopped him from doing shit. And he's like, how do I say no? And that's his thing. He's like, and that was your shit too, where you were too worried about everybody around you that you never focused on yourself. Which, granted, because of your situation,
Growing up and everything. Mm-hmm.
yeah, then you finally learned how to, like, say yes to Val, say yes to,
Michelle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it takes time to get to that point, and that's exactly what I told him. I'm like, it's not everybody, and I've been called this many times before, not everybody's a cold-hearted bitch. Not everybody's a cold-hearted bitch. And it does take time to learn how to say no and say yes to yourself. But as an artist, it's important. Like, that's fucking key to your growth.
It's important for you to say yes to yourself and yes to you.
And no to others.
And no to others. Because it's not saying, like, oh, will you, like, if somebody came, like, oh, will you feature on this track? And you say no. It's not about that, but it's saying it's about more so, sorry. God damn it. So it's more about people, like, outside of the creative world. Even if they're in the creative world and you feel like what they're asking jeopardizes you, or it's gonna fuck up your integrity, or anything like that, or your image, or just being able to be like, no. Or somebody asking you outside, like where we work, somebody asking you to cover for a shift, but you're like, damn, I have a show that night. It's knowing when to say yes to yourself and no to others, and that's important to your growth, and it's important to all the artists out there too.
Shout out.
It's definitely, and it's you got to focus on yourself. At some point, you have to be selfish, but a balance. A balance.
Okay. I'm learning it, and I hope that other artists.
Gems.
Yeah, no, this is definitely for all artists. Absolutely, like,
Gems.
do not, do not stop focusing on the people that are negative. Even if these negative people are your closest friends, you gotta let that shit go, man.
Even your family. Could
Like,
that.
it sometimes it may be jealousy. Sometimes it may just be they don't believe in you for whatever reason, but you don't need that in your life, man. Even if they are your family, like, if this is what you really love and this is what you really want out of life, you got to push it. You got to go 100% all in or nothing. So
agree.
even if your closest friends are not supporting you like you thought they would, because some of my closest friends do not support me the way that these artists that I've known for 3 months do.
Yeah, we've
only
known each other for like a little
and
bit.
you guys support me a hell of a lot more than some of my closest friends.
I met her back in October.
Yeah, and that's no shade. That's no shade thrown to them. It's just like, yeah, you guys support what you support.
People in your path.
Yeah,
your
I mean,
journey.
but I'll see them post a J. Cole shit, freestyle shit. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You like Cole. You got Cole in your playlist. You don't got me in your playlist, but maybe someday you will, and you'll say whatever, and I'll remember, like, yeah, you didn't really show me love, but cool. I'm not going to be mad at it. Like, I'm no longer mad or resentful at my friends for them not showing me love, because I feel like that's selfish of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not giving a fuck. But I am going to show love to all the other artists that constantly show me love by doing the same and taking a step further, working with them, networking, putting my people on with them, bringing them on as guests.
Because that's that balance.
Yeah,
that's the balance where it's like, I'm going to be selfish, but at the same time, it's okay to look out for others.
Yeah.
In that sense where it's like, because you're bringing as you come up, you're bringing other artists with you.
Right.
Because
That's a beautiful thing.
in turn, but you have to know who, because in
Yes.
turn you want, if they're coming up, you want them to bring you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a support thing.
And I'm getting better at realizing who's really worth that time.
Because
You know what I mean?
I've had people say like, well, this person doesn't post your shit, and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't put a gun to their head and
can't
make
force them to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if they don't want to, they don't want to. It's about, and that's why I was talking to him. He's like, how can you just, how do you not let things affect you? And I'm like, no, things affect me. I'm not completely fucking emotionalist, but you have to, when it comes to yourself, I think when it comes to myself, I've been able to, and I've taken a major step back in career, and fucking money's been tight and shit like that,
Word.
just so I can do these passion projects, just so I can focus on the show and finally do this podcast and shit like that. I mean, my intention wasn't even to do this podcast. Took a break in my career, got a little serving job on the side, bam, met Val.
There you go.
So shit like that, where it was like kind of meant to be.
Look at
and
God.
I told him, I'm like, again, at some point you got to learn how to say yes to yourself and no to others.
Word.
So no, like, I get it if those are your boys and that's family or whatever like that, but those same people will still take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to weed out, especially as artists and especially in this competitive ass industry, who is going to be able to support you and like who you can support and who's going to support you back. Because it can't be one-sided.
Yeah.
Because when it's one-sided, that's what you fuck up. And that's when you get like abandoned pretty much, where you're like, I need your help with this, and they're like, nah, I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much shit like that.
So to all the artists out there, don't stop. Keep
Don't
going.
stop. Never stop. You know what, man? I think this has been a crazy ass conversation. I think we've learned a lot about each other today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
This is
I
really
like
good.
it.
Episode 2. We're knocking these out, man. We're getting the video footage in. I think we're gonna call it a day for now. Like I said before, we are on Audio Mac, Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Please find us on each and every one of those. Download the episode, subscribe, leave us a comment, give us a nice rating, help us get up in these charts out here
Hell yeah.
on the internets. I mean, we working hard. We are 3 Latinos just doing our goddamn thing,
We
trying
try,
to
we
make the
try.
world a better place in the form of a podcast and music and momaging. We're doing a great job out here. You know what I mean? It's all love. My name is Kid Pro.
My name is Val.
And my name is Sade.
And you tuned in to the Lyrical Fix Podcast. As always, stay plugged. We're going to come with you very soon with another episode, and be on the lookout for the open mic. Check it open mic, excuse me.
Check.
September
Check
12th.
it and
get
open
fucked up.
mic night.
Check it and
Yes.
open mic night. God damn. Oh, shit. I
She
fucked
said
it up
correct.
severely.
It's a mouthful. I know.
Pause.
I know. Oh, shut up. Well, no, you got 2 girls. We good.
All right. All right. Well, for me, I'm going to put the pause out.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We just got something. We don't have an official sign off, but we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
Peace out, people.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.